So recently, big boy Scott Cawthon, aka the creator of the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise, was cancelled on Twitter. Not only that, but apparently he retired from the business and has now given ownership of the franchise to somebody else. But that's not what you're here for. You're here to learn about why Twitter cancelled him. So it's quite simple and petty, and I'm gonna say it as it is. So it's discovered that Scott supported Donald Trump, is Christian and a Republican. So this kind of the words Trump and Republican kind of brands you as someone who isn't the biggest support of the LGBTQ community. So Twitter thought that opinions don't matter and decided to cancel Scott. They also think that whoever you support reflects on the kind of person you are. I mean, this argument only works with context, let's say. So it's kind of like blaming the Germans for supporting Hitler when they were kind of raised with the mentality of anti-Semitism. You can't really blame them. I mean, you can, but you can't, if you know what I mean. So Scott obviously kind of full countered the cancellation and was like, no, have an apology that, no, not really an apology, but his response. And it reads, I supported President Trump because I felt he was the best man to fuel a strong economy and stand up to America's enemies abroad, of which there are many. Even if there were candidates who had better things to say to the LGBTQ community directly and bigger promises to make, I believe that their stances on the other issues would have ended up doing much greater harm to those communities than good. Scott ended the post by writing, if I get cancelled, then I get cancelled. I don't do this for the money anymore. I do it because I enjoy it. If people think I'm doing more harm than good now, then maybe it's better that I get cancelled and retire. I would accept that. Now, you can find the full apology linked in the description below. And I have to say, not that, but I kind of get what he's trying to say when he says he felt like Trump was the better candidate because he didn't really have any options. I'll agree with you. It was either Joe Biden, Trump, Kanye West, and some bozos that we've never heard of. Like, he followed his gut, and I can respect that decision because factually, it is seen that Trump helped to increase the United States economy, and you want to elect someone that is known to, and has been running as president and succeeding for the past years. And we know how that turned out. I mean, dang, the election was 2 years ago. Why am I still talking about it? So, if you skip that whole apology part, let me summarize. So, essentially, a bunch of butthurt people wanted to cancel Scott because he voted for someone who didn't suck LGBTQ wiener. Alright? People gotta realize that being part of the community doesn't make you superior in any way. And I'm not generalizing them as a whole. I'm saying the ones that make the most noise are usually the most annoying ones. So, and it is, yeah, and it's simple. It's just like that. It's facts. If you are someone who thinks that you're superior because you are an LGBTQ member, then you're brain dead. Like, that's all I can say. You just have a skull thicker than vibranium. That's the only way I can put it. And it is physically impossible for the perfect president that is able to cater to both sides of the spectrum. Those who think white lives matter, those who think black lives matter, those who think, all the political topics. You can't find the perfect guy because they're human too. They also have their own opinions, but they can't show it because it's kind of their job to bring America together. So Scott chose Trump because his instincts told him to, and as I said, I respect that, and I also respect the fact that he's changing his decision because a bunch of retards were like freaking out about politics. So, and yeah, people stood by his choice, and it's good to see that not everyone's just blindly hating on him because of who he thinks is fit to sort of not govern but lead America. Now you can debate with each other and not just jump straight to the point, like canceling. Let him say his piece before you say, "Oh, let's cancel him." So what makes this situation worse is that he got threats of doxing, and come on, man. Like, this dude has a wife 6 months pregnant, and you're threatening to dox him. Come on, dude. It's over a tweet, right? Like, I don't believe in doxing. Actually, doxing is just, it should, I think it's considered a crime. I think it should. If it isn't, I don't read up on this, but threatening to go over to a man's house because he has different political views compared to you, it's I don't know, dude. It just makes me lose faith in humanity, knowing these guys are willing to go to someone's house and potentially harm them over a statement that he made, like talking about himself. Like, if everyone was this butthurt on the internet, like half the population gone, as in, like, if they really persisted and went to the house and beat each other up. Because I can say, dude, let's say if some random guy on the internet, he said, "I like anime," right? And another guy said, "Oh, you like anime, but then anime's from Japan, and Japan kind of attacked Pearl Harbor, America." And then they can link it, "Oh yeah, Japanese are bad, dude, and I'm gonna dox you, and I'm gonna do that." Like, it's a, that has happened somewhere around the world. So overall, they just need to learn to accept other people's choices. And if you're branding him as a homophobic because he supports Trump and is Republican, let me you with this, alright? Chick-fil-A supports and funds anti-LGBTQ communities. So if you buy Chick-fil-A, then you are indirectly supporting this cause. It's the same argument. Now, I'm not saying this is facts, right? Because just because you buy a product that supports something bad, I mean from a company that supports something bad, or something that you don't like, it doesn't make you the bad person. I mean, context, of course, but I can enjoy Chick-fil-A or being a member of the LGBTQ community or supporting the community. People have to learn that we can agree with both sides without calling one or the other bad. So yeah.